Hey y'all. Okay, y'all, I am back and I want to share this with you. Um this happened, this was posted a week ago. All right. Now some of y'all may have already seen this and that's fine. But I want to share this because it's it's sad, y'all. This is like, it's sad because this person was desperate to become who they truly are, or who they feel like, they really are. Just, basically in a search for happiness and freedom and, just basically to be them, themselves or who they feel like, they really are. Um, this man, who lived in Virginia, he wanted to have a sex change, a gender changing surgery. And out of desperation, and probably not with a lot of funds, obviously, he found some sort of ad, like a post that was advertising discounted genital surgeries. Okay. Well, it did not turn out the way he had imagined. Okay. They lured him into the cabin and they tried to eat him. They were going to eat him. All right. That's what I would assume, that they were going to eat that body part. Okay. It says cannibals lured victim to cabin in the woods for genital surgery. Two men have been charged in Oklahoma for illegally illegally. I was wondering, I'm like, what? Illegally castrating a victim they had lured into the woods after the 28-year-old answered an online ad for discounted gender-affirming surgery. The suspects were taken into custody after they showed up at a hospital in McAlester, Oklahoma, to see the maimed victim whom they had dropped off the day before. Wow. The victim, whose identity has not been released, has suffered injuries on their genitals but was in stable condition on Wednesday. LaFleur County Sheriff Rodney Derryberry struggled to describe the nature of the gruesome case while talking to reporters. "I can't say it's cult activity," he said in response to a question. "It is something that we have never in my career run across in this part of the country. It is borderline some type of activity." You think? Borderline. I'd say that they're completely insane. It possibly could be a cult. A lot of times, sometimes in cults, they do perform or practice cannibalism. A lot of satanic cults, they do practice that. And if y'all don't believe that it's real, look it up. I've discussed it multiple times on previous videos. Bob Lee Allen, 53, and Thomas Evans Gates, 42, were charged on Wednesday in connection with the incident. The married suspects face charges on conspiracy to commit unlicensed surgery, performing unlicensed surgery, maiming, unlawful use of a communication facility, assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, failure to bury a dead human member, and 3 drug-related charges. Wow, they're racked up on charges. The victim looked up discounted castration and gender-affirming medical care online, then traveled to Oklahoma, Virginia via Dallas earlier this month, according to a police affidavit obtained by the Oklahoma newspaper. The 28-year-old drove to the suspect's cabin in the woods in southeast Oklahoma, where the pair performed the surgery. The victim was awake, but the pubic area was anesthetized during the 2-hour procedure, according to the affidavit. Oh, Jesus. Allen allegedly performed the surgery on a covered dining room table with assistance from Gates, the victim said. Afterward, Allen allegedly told the victim he would consume the parts and laughed that he was a cannibal, according to the court documents. The two men also allegedly tried to get the victim to participate in cannibalism. Allen allegedly showed the victim photos of a freezer filled with human parts and described other operations he had performed over 15 years. The victim claims that Allen spoke of leaving a crazy patient to die overnight on one occasion, which I believe that probably did happen. The suspects rushed the victim to the hospital after the 28-year-old started to hemorrhage, with instructions to claim responsibility for having done it. Wow. Who's going to go into the hospital and say, yeah, I tried to cut my stuff off. I need help. Come on now. Authorities say they searched the cabin and found what appeared to be testicles in a freezer in the bedroom. The suspects were arrested at the hospital while police searched their home on a warrant. The suspects did not have a medical license. Derryberry added that there have been lots of rumors about the case, but at this time there is no danger to the public. He said the suspects were running a membership website and investigators are now combing through the digital files. It's unclear if they accepted payment for the alleged operation. No other victims have been identified. As of Thursday, bail for each suspect was set at $295,000. Okay. They also told him on the way to the hospital that if he passed out, they were going to dump him on the side of the road. Like, these people are crazy. For real. These people are really, really nuts. I was trying to go to this other article. That's okay. It's all right. It was just another article on it. Maybe it'll pull up in a minute. It's just got like multiple, like a couple different pictures of them on there. But here, we'll go ahead and look at this video. You know, and the sad thing is, people like this, you can't, like, right now, yeah, we want to blame a lot of things on COVID. Because a lot of things, since COVID, we've noticed, you know, yeah, people are getting more irritable. Some people are losing their minds. You know, people are losing jobs, you know, which are, you know, it's just, the pandemic has caused a huge shift in the world, really, not even just our country, but the world. But we notice more in our country because this is where we live. Okay. This right here can't, no, there's no way this can be blamed on COVID. I'm sure these people weren't starving. I mean, this is something that they do on a regular basis. You know, as far as cannibalism, but it's just, how many other people have they done this to? That's what I'm curious of, you know? Some sick individuals. So hold on one second and I'll play this.
Floor County Sheriff says this all happened on October 14th. The Sheriff's Office was dispatched to the McAllister Hospital where they found one victim by those two men. Men had their medical license.
They were performing some type of surgery that they to perform.
Those men, 42-year-old Thomas Gates and 53-year-old Bobby Lee Allen, are now behind bars. The sheriff says both suspects drove the victim to the hospital. On October 15th, the sheriff's office obtained a warrant to search the two suspects' residence. They say they found evidence on multiple storage devices that those types of surgeries were being performed. The victim had surgery on his genitalia, but investigators would not confirm the point of these so-called surgeries this early in the investigation. The sheriff says the suspects were not home at the time the warrant was executed. Both Allen and Gates were at the McAllister Hospital trying to visit the victim. McAllister police then arrested both suspects.
You know, I can't say it's cult activity. It is something that we have never, in my career, run across in this part of the country.
The sheriff says as of right now, it's unclear if the suspects were accepting payments to perform the so-called surgeries, although police have discovered a website where people can pay a membership to view documents. It's just another piece of this investigation.
We still got to process a lot of the evidence that we have. We got to go through all the digital, stuff. That is stored on the hard drives, the laptops that we received. They were multiple storage devices.
The sheriff says the victim is currently still
Wow. So, yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, these people are, and anybody that's like this, I mean, you got to have something wrong with you. Like, seriously, okay? Because that's not even, I mean, obviously, a lot of things that we hear of aren't normal. You know what I'm saying? It's not normal things to do. But this right here isn't even common things that we really even hear about. So, I mean, it's just, it's sick. I mean, these men are married, and they're taking advantage of people who, and that's the sad thing, because these two men are married, okay? So they're gay. They're two gay men who are married, which to a transgender, someone who is wanting to change their gender and stuff, it's sad because these people are putting their trust in these men, and these men have an advantage over, someone else. It's like, oh, okay, yes, you can come and get a discounted surgery. They meet him and his husband or whatever. It's like, oh, okay, they probably make them feel welcome. You trust them. It's like, because you feel a lot of people are worried about getting judged and stuff like that. So it's like, in this type of situation, the victims are probably more comfortable, or they probably feel comfortable going in with these men because they feel like, okay, I'm not going to be judged for what I'm doing and, things like that. And then they're doing it at a discounted rate. But to be honest with you, I mean, and I'm sure y'all would agree, I mean, come on now. I'm not driving to a cabin in the woods for anything. It's okay to get a discounted surgery, sometimes. But even in a medical facility, you got to be careful because some of the medical facilities do a lot of illegal things, and we know this. Look at all the research and stuff we've looked and read at. You can't trust everybody. And it doesn't matter how many of anything you have under your belt. You got to do research. You've got to do research on people who are going to be performing surgeries on your body or who are doing anything to you medically, especially a surgery, especially something like this. I mean, that man could have died. And God only knows, like I said, how many other people have fallen victim to these two men. I'm sure that there's probably multiple ones. I mean, they found a pair of testicles in the freezer. So who did those belong to? And how many other things could have been in that freezer that you ate? Like, it's just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I don't even know what to say about something like this because it just grosses me out. But this is real. And that's the crazy thing. And that's why I wanted to share it, because this is reality. I mean, we've talked about, in previous videos and stuff like that. And it's just, when you hear cannibalism or that someone's eating another individual, it is somewhat hard to imagine, like I said, because it's not It's not something that we commonly hear about, but it is something, though, that happens commonly. Like, it is something that happens all the time. We just don't hear about it, okay? And there's a lot of reasons why we don't hear about these things, okay? And I think that'll be for another time. But cannibals are real. Things like this are real, you know? And like I said, it's sad because this man, the victim, I mean, he was desperate to be able to live freely and just be happy, you know? And this is what happened to him. He almost lost his life because of people that had no clue what they were doing, you know? And I mean, it's easy for someone to judge and say, oh, well, this person must be stupid. I don't think that the man was stupid for having the surgery and going to the cabin. I don't think he was stupid for doing that. Like I said, I believe he was desperate, you know, and you know, he was on a budget. I mean, that's just what it is, you know. And I mean, yes, he did make the decision that he made wasn't smart, you know, because he had to go to a cabin. It's not like, I mean, at least maybe if you were in a medical facility, things might have been a little differently. Um, you just got to be careful, you know, and it doesn't matter how desperate you are to have something done to yourself or how bad you need something done. You've got to do your research. You know, you got to do your research. Um, you know, on whoever you're looking at, like he should have researched these men just to make sure that it was legal. And if it's not legal, then you don't do it. That is just that simple, point blank. You don't ever have an illegal surgery, because when you do that, then you're opening yourself up to a whole lot of things, just like this man right here. You know, what if they had gotten scared and decided to just, God forbid, do something to him and then just consume him? Like, I mean, ugh, I don't know. It's gross, but this is reality, y'all, and this is the world that we live in, okay? And that's the sad part of it. This is the world that we live in right here. And I I don't even know. Like, there's just no need for it. I mean, I don't even understand, like, what makes someone want to do this. You know, it's got to be something obviously mentally wrong. But, you know, there's some other things, though, that, you know, make people want to do these type of things. And it just, it's sick, you know. And it's just, I don't know, it's just terrible. So I just wanted to show this to y'all. Leave your comments and feedback below. I love y'all. I miss y'all. I know I've been gone for a while. Things have been crazy. Okay. You know, like, we're all in the middle of a pandemic. I've been trying to juggle work, been doing homeschool with my kids, things of that nature. So it's been, you know, my time has been really tight and I've been extremely stressed out. But I will be hopping back on here from time to time. I just wanted to pop in and show y'all this because I had came across it and figured it was worth sharing, you know, spread some awareness. But I love y'all. Y'all have a wonderful day. If y'all need to reach me for any reason, y'all can contact me on Facebook, or you can hit me up in my email. The links are down below. I do respond back. Okay. I know that lately, you know, so I mean, for the last few months or whatever, I've just been popping in and out. But like I said, I will be more active here soon. So, you know, if you need to send me something, the response time shouldn't be too long. Um, but I love y'all. I miss y'all. Y'all have a wonderful day. Stay safe. And I will talk to y'all later.